What's up, everyone? September 2023. Song request. Live. Josh GUITARofolo. What a month. I think the month of August was probably the busiest month I've had in a long time. Between work, between the YouTube, between personal life, between uh, the business, between music, working out. It's been a long. It's been a long. It's just been a really long month. So I'm happy for the 3 day weekend, and I'm happy to be here with y'all. Um, we actually only have a few requests today, and so we'll get through them pretty quick, like five or so. Let me check the audio levels. So far, so good. What's up, Megason? Thanks for hopping on, man. The very first thing that I like to do every month is thank all the new patrons. So let's do that real quick. And if I mispronounce anyone's name in advance, I apologize. So let's go. Let's start there. All the new patrons for the month of August and September: Alexandra Avre, Aaron Wilmon, my boy Aaron, A Time Lord, A Time Lord, A Time Lord, yeah, Emilian Vigneron, Fad. I think that's just gibberish. I don't think I can even pronounce that. It's just a bunch of characters. Um, what's up, Megason? I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm happy to be here. It's been a busy month. Um, yeah, man. It's been uh, it's been crazy. Moving on. Naveed Crab. Let me get through this list real quick. Enkidu, Mike Slowick, Sergio Gios, Michael Levin, and Alexander Bokniak. That's all the new patrons for the month of September and August. Not as many this month new as the previous few months, so things have sort of tapered off, slowed down the growth, but that's cool. I haven't released too many videos either. Um, Another thing that I've been working on is I'm putting together a podcast series where I interview other creators in our space. So the guitar creator YouTube space, focusing specifically on right now guitarists that are in the video game cover space. So look out for that. That's coming. I've already got a few interviews lined up with some big creators. I don't want to give it away yet, but keep an eye on my shorts feed because that's where I'm kind of plugging everything right now. So I'm super excited. Um, and it's quite a learning experience too because making a podcast is very much different than recording music videos. So yeah, looking at the camera there. Yeah, anyway, so let's get to the first request. Our first request today comes from Wingman Animation. And Wingman says, "Hi Josh, could you please do Light of Nibel from Ori and the Blind Forest?" Nice, let's check this out. I love Ori. I watched a few playthroughs of that. My wife actually played through both of the Oris. All right, so here we go. So this is Light of Nibel from Ori and the Blind Forest. Wingman Animation requested it. It's very, very epic. I like the vocals in the background. I like the piano. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, man. I just played through Death's Door, which I guess you can't really compare it to Ori because Ori is kind of a side scroller. Death's Door is more of a roguelike, but really, really cool game. Death's Door, I mean, have not played through Ori, but I have watched it played through a couple times. Maxon asks, isn't a violin heavy piece hard to sound good on guitar? Yeah, I would say generally it's tough to get that sustain and that real floaty feeling, that kind of floaty, ethereal feeling, or I don't know if ethereal is the right word, but like that longing, sort of long bowing thing that you get with a violin. It's tough to get that right with guitar. Death's Door, is it similar to Hades? There are some similarities. Yeah, it has the whole theme of death, you know, in the sense that you're harvesting souls, so you're kind of in the underworld. But the gameplay very similar in terms of like the combat system, and it's kind of like overhead, and the boss fights are very the combat system is really solid, and it's a pretty unforgiving game. It's pretty tough. So I liken it to Hades because of the difficulty of it, and the music's really good. I would recommend it. I personally think Hades is like a near perfect game. Like if I were, you know, a game, you know, if I reviewed games, I would give it like a 9 out of 10 or 9.5 out of 10. And Death's Door takes a lot. You could tell there's a lot of influence from Hades. So yeah, this Light of Nibel, really cool song. I dig the especially the opening part with the vocals. Nice request, Wingman Animation. We'll leave that up. Wingman only sent in one request this week, so we'll leave that up for now. He says it's one of his favorite games, though, later on in the comments. Our next request comes from Mr. Johnny Nguyen, and he requests MIDI Chronica. MIDI Chronica, San Francisco. The last ending theme from Samurai Champloo. Oh, Megason, you also loved Hades? Yeah, man. That's such a good game. We've sunk so many hours into that game, you know, cranking up the heat, you know. We finally eventually beat 32 heat, which if I remember correctly was like the last, like you could bump the heat up much further, of course, but that was like the last like level of heat where you can unlock that last statue. And that one was that's all you got was just the stupid statue, but God, it was such a tough game. Yeah, one of the very few games you'd give a 10 out of 10. Interestingly, speaking of 10 out of 10, Steam gave the RE4 remake a 10 out of 10, so I'm downloading that right now on the PlayStation. So I'm gonna take a crack at that after this stream, because I wanted to replay the RE2 remake again, because I played the hell out of the RE2 remake, the Resident Evil 2 remake. I thought that was a masterpiece too, like a 10 out of 10 game. So they're saying that the 4 is just as good, so I'm gonna check that out. All right, Johnny's request. Samurai Champloo. Oh, I dig this already. What an interesting tune. But I dig the groove a lot. Yeah, Johnny always has the sickest requests. They're very eclectic. I dig that. Yeah. I could hear adapting it to classical guitar, doing a lot more finger picking instead of hitting the chords. It'd be an interesting way to arrange it. It's a chill song. Interesting. really like the tune. So this was requested by Johnny Nguyen, and I was just doing a little reading on it while we were listening. This is an anime, Samurai Champloo, from 2004, and it only had one season. So kind of like an unknown thing. So a little bit more obscure, probably. It's a historical adventure anime television series. But I like the jazzy groove of it. I think adapting it to classical guitar would be interesting because you wouldn't be able to hit all of kind of those kind of ska type chords. You'd have to turn it into more like a. I think I would slow it down and finger pick the chords a lot more than that. That'd be pretty cool, man. What's up, Henry? All right, our next request. I think. Wait, let's see if Johnny did two requests. I don't think he did though. Yeah, he just did one. All right, so our next request comes from Magasin. Magasin. He says, "Looking forward to hearing your version of Happy Journey." Yeah, man, I'm still arranging it. It's actually kind of a tough tune. I finished arranging it like. Yeah, sorry, I'm actually not arranging it anymore. I finally finished arranging it last week, and it took me. This is probably one of the longest. It just felt like it took a long time to arrange Happy's Journey because I had to chip at it over many days. Whereas usually, like if I'm gonna arrange something, I'll be able to knock it out in a day or two. But for some reason, this my time has been so spread so thin this last month. It took me like I want to say like 5 days to arrange Happy Journey. Also, it's not it's a weird song because Happy Journey like it doesn't really repeat. Like the feel of the song stays pretty consistent throughout, but every section is different. And even though the song is around 3 minutes, no sections actually repeat. So each section is just a little bit different. Keep hitting my desk. So that took a long time, but I am practicing it. So um, I think it'll probably take me a couple of weeks to get it down well enough to practice and then to finally record. So, all right, Magasin's first request is impromptu for the next Prime Minister from Persona 5. The difficulty, it's tough to say right now because once I arrange something, I go back through it and practice it, and I tweak the arrangement. So I go just bar through bar, and I'm like, oh, this is easier to play this way, or this is easier to play this way. Um, I think it'll probably end up falling around the 6 to 7, or maybe like 7.5, maybe 7.5 difficulty out of 10. It's not an easy song. Um, I don't know. I think, yeah. Let's say 7 out of 10. Happy Journey is gonna be on the more difficult end of the spectrum. It's not like impossible. It's definitely playable, but it's tough. Yeah, no, it's still fun. It'll still be fun to play if you want to take a stab at it. It sounds good though. Like it sounds like it's, it's just very jazzy. Like very bossa nova like, you know. Listen to this again. Is this from the just Persona 5 Royal? Because I'm like chipping away at the last track for the Persona 5 album that I'm planning to put out. And for some reason, I haven't heard this one. I want to at least have 8 tracks on the Persona 5 album. Right now, I've got 6. I'm working on a 7th, and I was planning to do for the 8th song Layer Cake, but it's a tough tune. This is for the original. Yeah, that's cool. I might try to sneak this one on the album because it's very playable on guitar and it sounds great. I love the Persona 5 request, man. I think the whole Persona 5 game soundtrack story is just a masterpiece, dude. It's when you are in the dungeon of the last boss in the restaurant. Okay. I dig this, man. I love the main melody. Because I've already got Aria of the Soul, I've got Beneath the Mask. I've got With the Stars and Us. I got Days When My Mother Was There. Yeah, I want there to be at least 8 tracks on this album. So I'm working on the 7th of the 8th right now. Yeah, I dig this. I like this a lot. See, this is why I love the monthly song request, dude. Great request, Magazine. This is sick. I must have listened to the Persona 5 soundtrack. I mean, like, no joke. I've been all through that thing, man, trying to find like what the best songs are to cover on guitar and what's gonna sound good on this album. And for some reason, I've never come across this one. I mean, granted, you know, the soundtrack is huge on that game, so it's makes sense that I would have missed something, but I'm just surprised that I've never come across this as a cover, like, even because I look at a lot of other musicians' covers for Persona 5, especially on piano, and I've never come across this one, Impromptu for the Next Prime Minister. So yeah, dude, I think I'm gonna try to throw this on that album. Yeah, that's a good request, dude. Magazine's second request is Tender Strength from Genshin Impact. Another Genshin request. Because you just won last month's using from Genshin. Last month's request was Happy Journey, so from Genshin. A lot of Genshin. Yeah, we're leaving this up. What's up, How to Beat That Stupid Game? I love that name. Yes, it's very niche. Only in one spot in the game and easily missable. Yeah. But see, that's what I love, though. Little gems. Hidden gems in the soundtrack. Because when you're doing an album for a game, right, you're not trying to cover the most popular songs to get the most views. You're creating the album as a tribute to how amazing the soundtrack is. So if somebody's going to listen to it, you know, they're listening to it because they're huge fans of the game. And I like including little hidden gems, or I like covering the little hidden gems that are in the soundtrack. And Persona 5 has a lot of those hidden gems, like Sunset Bridge, that song that plays in that one cutscene where they're like, I can't. I've only seen the playthrough a few times, so I can't remember exactly where it was, but yeah, it was like a scene where they're all on the bridge in the sunset. So this is a really short song, 1:22, Tender Strength from Genshin. I like both these requests though, Maxine. They're really good, man. But I think for sure we're gonna keep it the Persona 5 one, cause like I said, I'm working on that album, trying to finish that up this year, and that's like a really good one for the album. What a sweet song, man. All right. Nice requests, dude. I love how I'm in the autoplay to come up next. Our next request comes from Truman Wilson, and he says, "This super easy song to cover from Earthbound." Oh yeah, this would be so easy. I feel like Truman's trolling me, man. Yeah, this would be pretty easy. I got this. Yeah, thanks, Truman. That was lit, dude. This reminds me of when I was on Sam Griffin's live stream one time, and somebody requested. Their request was like a washing machine. It was just like an hour of this washing machine going off. I'm like, damn, I don't know how anybody would cover that, but if anybody could do it, Sam could. Moving on. Our next request comes from Marcus Richter. A nostalgic tune for many 90s kids who had a PS1. Croc Legend of Gobos. Croc Legend of the Gobos. Cave 1. Cave 1, Croc Legend of the Gobos. And he goes on to say great October feel as well. Well, it can't be any worse than that Earthbound request from Truman Wilson, man. Someone remind me to thank Truman for that awesome request. Oh, I see why Marcus said great October feel. This is definitely Halloween vibes, for sure. I don't know why, like Halloween, man, is one of my absolute favorite holidays. But like, we never get any trick-or-treaters. And we never do anything for Halloween. When I don't get to dress up anymore. Although this year we do have something planned for Halloween, so that's cool. But most years it's like I look forward to it. I'm happy when the season's here, but then it's like can't do anything to celebrate it. This year though, we have an excuse to wear a costume, so I'm happy about that. I have an old like Squid Game costume that I never wore. Like I ordered a Squid Game costume back when Squid Game like first came out and was really popular, and I did so with the intention of like cosplaying a Squid Game cover, but I never actually got through it, and the whole project I just canceled the project. So it's been sitting in this package, this brand new package forever, the Squid Game costume. So I'm gonna bust it out and have a excuse to wear it this year. This is a cool request though. The Legend of Gobos. I dig the Halloween vibe. So great request, Marcus. We're gonna leave this up. If we don't do it September, I could totally see doing it next month towards Halloween. And honestly, Marcus, if you're gonna watch this replay, you're almost certainly gonna win this for. I mean, I'm almost certainly gonna do either this or because like the only other thing that I have lined up for Halloween was one other tune, and I don't even know if I'm gonna end up doing that. So I'll probably end up doing this for Halloween. I dig it. I dig it. Great request, Marcus. Our next request comes from Kyle Throw. Kyle Throw is Mr. Consistency. I think he has submitted a request almost every month this year, which is good because you earn a point on the leaderboard every time that you submit a request. You get 2 points if I arrange and record the song. Kyle says, if you know, you know. That's all he says. Oh, he says, if you know, you know, links, and then the aquatic ambience is what he says. Aquatic ambience. Super Guitar Brothers have such a sick arrangement of this. Their duet. They had 2 guitars. Sam and Steve just kill this song, man. I love arpeggios too, man. What's up, Eduardo? Thanks for joining, man. Chile. We're listening to Aquatic Ambience, requested by Kyle Throw. That little harp arpeggio, that's when Sam does that really crazy run. I've seen him do it live too. I saw them in LA a year or two ago. And he nails it live, man. He very much does. I like the request though, Kyle. I would like to. I haven't heard somebody play this. I haven't heard a solo arrangement of it yet. Nice request, Kyle. Kyle has a second request, which is Seal of the Seven Maidens, Link to the Past. Oh man, now you're pulling at my heartstrings, man. That is my all-time favorite game, Link to the Past. I've noodled with this one before. I've tried to. I didn't give it 100%, but I've tried to cover this song. Just like, how would I do it, you know? And I was like, obviously, I want to like try to do a tremolo, but it is very difficult. Anytime I listen to anything from this game, this soundtrack, I'm just immediately 6 years old again. When everything in life is easier, and you got your whole future in front of you, and you know, I remember just how amazing that game was to play through for the very first time. This song plays in the very beginning of the game. Yeah, like right here, there's text on the screen. I can remember it like so clearly. Like it's telling the story of how Ganon was sealed, the wise men. It happens right before you can't even. There's no gameplay yet. You start the game, you pick your name, you press start, and this is the screen it goes to, and it's just it's like a backstory of what you're about to encounter. And I remember like thinking, wow, this is so epic. It's such a great game, man. Great request, Kyle. Great request, man. Okay, so for the top three requests this month, because I'm gonna have to pick three. What's up, Armando? The top three are gonna be "Seal of the Seven Maidens," requested by Kyle Throw. Um, because I think that song, because it means so much to me, that game, that song, that soundtrack, I gotta give that a shot. I've tried before. I kind of gave up on it. I'm like, oh, this is too hard. Let's go on something else. But I think this is worth revisiting. Um, I think if done right, it could really pull on those nostalgia strings for people in their mid to late 30s like me, people who played that game as a kid, and it means a lot to them. And then, so if that's this is in no particular order. For the top three, it's going to be that. Marcus, your Croc Legend of Gobos. I will have to say this one here. Um, I think I'm gonna be pushing that to October. Like when it's time to start picking a song for Halloween, this is definitely gonna be on that list. But as far as being a September song request winner, it doesn't really fit. So request it again in October, in 1 month. Okay, and then Magason's Persona 5 request, the impromptu for next Prime Minister, is definitely on the list because I'm doing a Persona 5 album, and I think this one's gonna have to be on there. It's a sweet song. It's short. It's very playable on guitar. Yeah. The more I listen to it, the more it's gotta make the list. So great request, man. The thing is though, so Magasin, just so you know, if you're still watching this, this is probably not going to win the song request because I'm not going to release any more Persona 5 stuff until I release the full guitar collection. So anything that I include from this point on, like, is not going to be a video on its own. So just so you know, like, the next Persona 5 thing I release is going to be the actual guitar collection. It's probably going to be 8 to 10 tracks, and so this song will be on there. Like, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. So it's not going to be a song request winner, but I'm definitely going to do it. It's going to be on the album, and I will still credit you with the request. But as far as like the channel video goes, like that's how I'm going to manage that content. And then for the last one, for top three. So I guess then that's not a top three because that's going to be it's going to be on the album. And then I want to take a stab at Johnny's Champloo, the Samurai Champloo. This very obscure anime that only had one season in 2004. I think it's worth I kind of like it's I dig the groove, man. Yeah, man, for sure. Like, I don't want you to think that it wouldn't win the song request. It's just like I don't want to release any more Persona 5 stuff until I release the collection because I want to give people a reason to watch the guitar collection. I don't want it just to be a compilation of things I've already done or that they've already seen. Like I want to like give people a reason to tune into it. So it's like they've heard 6 of the Persona 5 stuff. Now if they watch the collection, they could get, hey, oh, there's like 3 things they've heard. There's 4 things they haven't heard, something like that. So yeah, I dig it though. All right, that is it That is all the requests I have. Let me refresh the screen to make sure there aren't any more. I think we'll close out with this one because I love this song. Let's see. Did I get everyone? I got Wingman Animation, Johnny, Magasin, Truman, Marcus, Kyle. Yeah, that's it, man. Dude, we only had a few requests this month. Oh, yeah, dude, okay. I mean, I've listened. I've listened to Layer Cake many times, and so that was actually gonna be on the list, man. The only thing is like I started arranging. I started arranging Layer Cake, and then I kind of put it aside, and instead, what I'm arranging right now is Takeover. Because Takeover to me is like it contains all of those core themes that Persona 5. It's a battle song, but it has all of the it has just such a Persona feel to it. I was like, I have to do this one. This is the gun store though, right? Like this is what happened. This is what plays when you go into the gun store. Yeah, Eduardo. We only do good songs around here, man. Yeah, typical Persona vibe for sure. But I love this gun store theme too, especially the hook. Bum, 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 bum. That one. The thing that would be challenging about this song, though, and that kind of the reason I stopped arranging it and moved on to something else, was just because that bass line drives, man, it just keeps going, and it's tough to replicate on guitar. So I trying to make a compromise there and do something else with it. This is the one that I'm doing though right now. Such a great soundtrack. Yeah, man, this is it. This is it. Makes you want to play Persona again? Yeah. Yeah, I could. The soundtrack is so. It's like. It gets in your head, and now I'm gonna be humming like this song and other like I'm gonna be humming like Beneath the Mask now for a day or two now. Yeah, it gets in your head. Uh, there's been this one Persona track I've been humming. I can't remember the name of it, but I've been like humming it for about a week now. It's driving me nuts. All right, dude. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me. Enjoy your extended weekend if you're in the U.S. Labor Day. Um, yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're catching the replay, uh, I will have the winner announced probably next week. That's usually I can start arranging and make the decision on. I'm also behind a month on. I know I didn't do a June song request yet, so I'm getting to that. If you look at the leaderboard, you'll see who's won each month. So if you're on Patreon, you can see the link to the leaderboard on every song request post. I throw it on there. So all right, thanks guys. I'll catch you later.